on. This is so scuffed. I apologize, everyone. Right. Right. Everyone here? Everyone here? Excellent. Excellent. Cold bean. I know, this is a great reading stream.
I lost the passion that comes with living. Since I started university, I took a geography course to learn the date lines and maybe use a sextant. But now I just press facsimiles. And you're exactly who you wanted to be. Well, that's what you said. 'Cause you wanna watch TV and sleep all day and lay in bed, but you're forgetting that I've got to go to work and eat my food and pay my rent and reproduce, then feed those kids and maybe use a sextant. I don't miss you. I miss the thought of what we were. 'Cause this is the part where I shut up and let you impress my brain. Wrap your arms around my cortex, stick you in and let you dream. You'll never get rid of me. Oh, I'm like a fucking disease. I'll make a home in your gut. 'Cause it's somewhere warm to sleep. And what was your thought when you realized you'll never feel naive love again? Was it pain or was it sickness? Were you proud of who you've been? The son is waiting for his phone calls replaced by apathy and dating apps. You held his hand, it felt like flying. Now he's just another man. He'd rather he was inside than beside you. But he's talking marriage and a future. He's picking a lock he doesn't go into.
Oh my god, this is effort.
His knife in a wound, he's a suture. I don't miss
Jesus Christ.
I miss the thought of what we were.
Oh, that hurts.
'Cause this is the part where I shut up and let you impress my brain. Wrap your arms around my cortex, stick you in and let you dream. You'll never get rid of me. Oh, I'm like a fucking disease. I'll make a home in your gut. 'Cause it's somewhere warm to sleep. It's okay.
crazy. That's crazy, Wilbur. We should use a sextant? Gotcha. Well, crazily enough, I don't care. Do window capture. Reading stuff, innit? Alright, that is not what I want to show. One sec. You're not supposed to see that. You just, yep. Whoops. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, capture method. Okay, I'm gonna just close that down completely. You were not meant to see that. I apologize. Hey. Here we are. I've got alerts off for the stream. I've also made sure chat and everything will not be appearing. So apologies to anyone who wants to show up on YouTube. Make a video, do it yourself. Jesus Christ. Alright. This isn't. I hope the ambience isn't too loud. Turn down just a bit. That should be fine. Let me just hear myself for a second. Have a look. Mike. Hello. Oh, dear lord. Okay. Look. We're a bit grainy. Maybe I need to close this. That's actually probably like mediating a bit. Echo. Is it because of this? Is that if I do that? And that's when the dogs decide to go off the nut. Of course I do. I'm gonna turn this off. Yep, excellent. Okay, everyone can hear me now? Everyone can hear still? Excellent. Alright, can we get a piss in the chat? No, we can't. I'll do it myself. Yes. No one's gonna see that on the stream. Wonderful, wonderful. Alright. I did not plan this out quickly enough or well enough. So we only have one chapter. I was going to do chapters 1 and 2. But we only have the one. So I apologize for that. I blow out the candle. Do I blow out the candle? I might read something else after. And just put like the other one on. Yeah, this one. I might just put that on after. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Because I haven't got anything sorted for chapter 2. I was meant to, and I just didn't do it. Apologies, everyone. Apologies. Can you tell that I'm stalling? That I'm stalling for time. I'm just giving everyone ample time to get in here. Alright. Anyway, I guess I can get started. So for those of you who don't know, the Timescape Chronicles is not centered on my screen. Fuck. Aside from that, it is a yeah, it's that. Timescape Chronicles is a serial web series that I'm working on at the moment. Every week or two, I release a chapter. Sometimes I release 2 in a week if I've got enough chapters out already pre-written. Generally, my passion project. Now I do stream a lot. I get that, but I like doing this more. I really do. Writing is something that comes very naturally to me, and this is the result of that. This is pissing me off. It's not center. Oh my god, I'm gonna throw a brick at a child. I'm not. I will. I won't. I will. Oh my god, I'm tired. Alright, with that being said, shall we get started? Okay. Obviously, we start with chapter 1. Oh, it's crazy. I know. Chapter 1. Now, question is, do this off my phone, or do I read this on the... I'll read it off the PowerPoint. How about that? This is scuffed. I planned on rehearsing this a lot more before I did it, but I did not have as much time as I thought I did. Oh, I want to put it, you know, it's blowable. Don't quote that. Chapter 1. Two opposing forces will almost always come into conflict with one another. Everybody knows it. Nobody acknowledges it. It is merely an unspoken truth that we all accept as law. Good will face off against evil, right will struggle against wrong, light will force away dark, the chains of fate will be counted by the wings of freedom. In this case, it was a boy against a thing, a being comprised of energy, radiating negativity. It was a curious being, wanting to explore and experiment without regard for the sheer impossibility its very existence presented. My lord, I can't even read my own fucking writing. Time seemed to break and flow at the same time. The rules of physics seemed confused, and yet it blazed with power. It was existential terror incarnate. The being had a name. That much anyone could tell by looking at it. The way it carried itself couldn't be explained otherwise. Burning with malice, swirling with murderous intent, radiating with pure negativity, it stood against the ruins of a city built by hope, with a starker contrast than one would think realistically possible, yet fitting into the landscape of destruction as seamlessly as the crumbled buildings around it. Ad-libbing my own fucking writing. To some, it wouldn't make sense, but rules go out the window in your dreams. Reality doesn't exist the same way within a dream, after all. Opposite of this being was a boy, seemingly 16 years old, maybe older, yet carrying himself with the wary gait of one who'd lived for centuries. With visible, palpable effort, he gazed across the rubble towards the being who existed in two senses at the same time. Despite having a featureless face, a face one could associate with anyone, an observer could see one eye was squinted shut to prevent the blood trickling down his face. The other eye glimmered with the only form of hope still perceivable in such a setting. This other eye promised that everything would somehow work out. The other eye burnt brighter than any star. It shone just as brightly as any other eye. This other eye signified time not as an uncontrollable force, but as something that simply hadn't been understood. The light this carried with him couldn't be even the darkest of abysses. It wasn't discernible, yet it shone. An onlooker would try to make sense of the surroundings, or focus upon the being that shouldn't be able to exist. However, a presence familiar with this place would instead look for details that hadn't been seen previously. Tattered clothes the boy wore, or the way the being felt fragmented despite its overwhelming presence, or the blade held in the boy's hand that seemed capable of undoing everything and nothing all at once. One would normally notice how the sun didn't cast the being's shadow, but would cast 5 shadows for the boy. A presence familiar with this place would instead see the labored breaths the boy took, or the slight limp in his right leg, while the being felt less like a monster, or like a time lock that had finally gone off. A ripple, a surge, and the being took a more humanoid shape. One could almost see a face beneath the maelstrom, features and characteristics that hinted towards its potentially human origin. The boy's body gave a weak tremor. He was spent. Nothing was left. He had clearly barely survived up till now. It would take nothing short of a miracle to succeed. Perspective shifted, as it always did, to behind the boy. Being swelled, larger and larger, far beyond reason. The energy increased too, making the skin prickle and sting, being within its presence. The boy's body remained the same. Somehow his energy too began to increase. It expanded in many ways, making its way through the atmosphere and everything nearby, embracing the latent energy around him, swirling about it like the smoke around him. White light danced between the fingertips on his left hand, flickered through the loose strands of his hair. Something that looked like smoke below, out, within him, forming tendrils and clouds that clung to him. Deep breath, surge of oxygen to the brain, a brief moment of nothing but the flicker of energy and the crackling of flames among the ruined city around them, and the two opposing forces met. Their blows shook the rubble around them, every moment stretching out into eternity. The onlooker alone was filled with terror, dread, primal fear just by watching. He could only imagine how the boy felt facing off against something so wrong. I woke up with a violent start, heart slamming within my chest like someone trapped me. I was drenched with sweat, my right eye was stinging, the same way it always was after that nightmare. I didn't know anymore. Same dream had happened so many times. I had stopped fearing its arrival. Yet it still affected me physically as a nightmare would. My body trembled, my nerves frayed. It always took a few minutes to settle after waking up. I peered outside my window, noting the absence of any light on the horizon. Morning yet. I grasped blindly for my phone, spending almost a full minute trying to locate it in vain, before finally resolving to find it later. I lay back down, heart slowly calming down, and shut my eyes in an attempt to sleep. Hopefully that's it for dreams tonight. That's chapter 1. Look, we got nothing. We got nothing past that. Yeah, I'll do a bit of ad-libbing. Okay? Let's shift on over this way and listen to some banging tunes. Yeah. Mixing up. Fixing this. Oh dear lord. I should have done this way sooner. I really should have. Please. Okay, we want some elevator music. Yeah, we want elevator music. Soft jazz. Smooth jazz. Alright. I wanted soft jazz, but smooth jazz works. No, that does not sound like jazz. It sounds like... That's better. Okay, what about this one? Let's try this one. Hold on. Alright. Yep, that works. Give me a few minutes, everyone. I promise. Just give me like a few minutes. I'm doing this on the fly. I should have prepared better for this. I really should have. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's cool. It's chill. Too. Damn it, I hate that I write so much. I need to, like, this a fair few times. Just do duplications now. Wait, I don't have to worry about it. Wait. Promise we'll get back to the ambience soon. I promise. Just give me a bit. Just give me a bit. Alright. Skip this. Skip this when you publish the thing. Skip this. Skip this. Completely skip it. What? Edit this? Yeah, that's right. I'm making easy content. Good reading. Right? Bear with me, everyone. I'm gonna have to work on fonts and stuff before the next one of these. I'm gonna do another. I probably will. I do like reading. Okay, excellent, cool. Alright, I apologize again. I'm so unorganized there. Let me just hit this real quick. I don't need to see that. There's nothing playing. I could just play a really long song off Spotify, but it's an effort, and I gotta open Spotify and can't be bothered. So sorry, everyone. I am so sorry. Everyone watching this VOD or this video, I apologize. It was not the plan. Okay. Those two. Excellent. Alright. Cool. Introducing these two characters that just never appear again. No. They'll be back. They'll be back, I promise. Two will be back. Oh dear lord, okay, that's a bit too big. Right. That is a lot. I could have broken that up. Okay, excellent. I can fit 3. Just press T. I can't press T. Fuck. Dude. This is messy. If people notice that I'm just making these gradually smaller and smaller. Not the chapters, the paragraph. Not the paragraphs, the fucking text. Okay, that's big enough. Go. Excellent. And then I'll fit those next 4. Wait, doesn't change the... So sorry. Look. Hey, we're good. Dear Lord. As far as reading streams go, this is not going well. Oh wait, I don't even need to. I don't even need to make this. Alright. This is not going too badly. We are like a third of the way through. Excellent. Okay, perfect. Ah, it's my boy, Axel. That's our society. Guys, we live in a society. This is great. I love this. Jesus. I don't need to be drawing out like 18 different text boxes for all this. I just do it. Really stupid. How's everyone doing, by the way? I'm sorry, this stream was not as planned out as I wanted it to be. It was going to be a lot more streamlined and efficient, and I just kind of let that go out the window. A bit stupid, but it's fine. My click-through rate's gonna be so low this stream. I've got so many streams playing this week too, man. It's ridiculous. Okay. I don't want these to be overwhelmingly odd. That's the issue. There we go. Okay. Ah. There. Perfect. Woo! Alright. What? Second bloodline? Who gives a shit? Yeah, I said it. Who gives a shit? Oh, don't do that. Jesus. Jesus, that's the last thing I want to do is underline everything. It look bloody dreadful. There it is. Nice! Oh my lord. This whole stream is just gonna be muted, I bet, at this point. So much music I probably shouldn't be using. I'll set the tone without it. Okay, we're done. Holy shit. Oh shit. Double shit. Triple shit. Shit. I'm pissed. The Timescape Chronicles, Chapter 2. Oh, this is so scuffed. The class bell rings, signaling the beginning of our next period. I covered my ears and winced in response, the headache building behind my eyes. I hadn't slept. My body felt it, and every moment spent with my eyes still open. As it was, I'd spent most of my school day thus far resting my head on my desk, trying in vain to catch even a brief bit of sleep. I'd run out of medication, so my skin felt a bit hot. I was meant to be taking supplements to aid my body's inability to regulate, and since I wasn't stopping pharmacy till after class, I simply had to manage. Just 3 more hours, I thought to myself. The class trudged by, formula behind triangles and whatever geometry bullshit they were trying to teach us, forgotten by the students as soon as it was spoken. What did the teachers expect? Half of us felt tied down to these desks, forbidden to use our powers within the classroom during lesson time. For a vast majority of humanity, using their powers was a way of relieving stress. It was your own unique little flair, something that separated your already unique personality just a little bit further. It was like having something to say, but being unable to talk. At least that's the example I hear often. Sharp ringing sound hits my ears again, my head ringing alongside the bell signifying the start of our lunch break. A large hand pats my red shoulder before resting there, accompanied by a familiar voice. Keep your head up, King. The voice belonged to Lucas, a guy who was attractive and knew it. He was fit, fairly tanned, with blonde hair that somehow always looked both perfectly styled, like he'd simply rolled out of bed like that. Possibly it was both. I was surprised I hadn't heard him approach. Lucas's power had transformed his legs into biomachinery. Rare as it was, sometimes it proved to inconvenience him. His irritation that emerged was a result of his power, combined with the relatable emotions hidden beneath his chiseled jaw and his piercing blue eyes, made him one of my only two friends. Heidi. And never far behind. Much the same as Lucas in the way that she seemed to capture the interest of everybody whenever she announced her presence. Soft face and green eyes, always peering back at you when you least expect it. The main focus of curiosity, though, was her hair. Unless she focused, her power would cycle through a spectrum of colors for her hair, from natural shades like brown and blonde to unnatural tones such as a vibrant cherry red, toxic green. Today she seemed adamant on settling for a cerulean blue, which meant that by the time school finished for the day, Bella was likely to be pink. Is His Royal Highness awake, Cass? Question was mocking, an inside joke hidden between the three of us. Lucas and Bella liked making fun of me, and I took it as good fun and nothing else. They'd supported me for most of my first year at the school. I wasn't going to get butthurt over jokes. I waved off Lucas, sweeping his hand off my arm blindly as I finally sat up. Awake? I never slept, dumbass. I paused, pretending to consider what I said, writing, sorry, dumbasses. With a smirk, I stood up, a wave of dizziness hitting me a few moments after. Lucas reached out to stabilize me before I fell back into my seat. After a few moments, my head cleared a little, and I righted myself. The first time he tried this, I'd gotten incredibly annoyed, so after considering what I was angry for, it was merely an act of pride. It was someone genuinely worried about me, and I was getting mad at them for helping me. So in all fairness, I'd grown up being homeschooled or in controlled, professional environments. Flashed a quick grin, trying to disperse any concerns before either of them asked. I gotta stop by the drugstore after school. You down to come with? I asked. An energetic affirmation from Bella and a quick nod from Lucas gave me the all clear. Bella leaned in and whispered to me in a mysterious tone, "We have to survive till the end of school first, you know." She gave me a solemn look, looking as if she'd just declared me dead on the operating table. A joke only I found funny, really. "I'll meet you at the side gate, capiche?" I nodded absent-mindedly, not really paying any attention. Yeah, capiche, blah blah blah. Don't leave me behind like last time, dipshits. Last time, I'd been stuck in detention for 20 minutes, and when I'd finally gotten out, they'd left without a word. I'd walked to the mall, but they were nowhere to be found, so I spent the afternoon alone. It sucked, to put it concisely. Both Bella and Lucas took a low bow. "Far be it from us to disappoint thou, rightful king," Lucas remarked. We all chuckled a bit, again finding irony in the statement. Time, 4:22 p.m. Location, Argyle Mall, food court. Wait, really? That's horrible. Scary, too. I don't want boys like that near my family. Where are their parents? Mutterings and whisperings of the crowd, much like those producing said mutters and whispers, surrounded and targeted a specific group of teenage boys. Boys wasn't a term that really applied to these individuals, though. Puberty had clearly come early, bearing gifts. The boy in front, a burly figure with a presence almost as loud as his outfit, was far taller than I thought any normal 14-year-old male should be. What did his parents feed him at birth? Steroids? While meant as an amusing thought, didn't exactly deny the fact that Baxter was one menacing man. His reputation, both solely his own and that associated with his crew, marked him out as a frequent troublemaker, one with a penchant for breaking things, especially if those things were people's arms. He had an odd fascination with arms. Waiting in the wings were Axel and Mike. Mike looked reptilian, a mix between a crocodile and a human. His eyes burned with anger. His open mouth revealed both human teeth and longer, darker, sharper teeth built for tearing into meat. He wore a large red leather coat, matching Baxter's attire, minus the splashes of bright green camo along Baxter's pants and the flashy red sunglasses he sported. Mike looked like the kind of monster you heard about on the news, the kind that would assault or murder people mid-commute on a Wednesday evening. With his body built like that, it was hard sometimes to remind myself that Mike was the same age as me. But that's our society. Axel was a mystery. Dirty blonde hair swept up and out of his face, with eyes that seemed either always a deep crimson red that reminded me of scabs, or a dark brown that was reminiscent of dried mud. He too sported a red leather coat, his being smaller than both Baxter and Mike's due to his slimmer frame, but from what I'd personally seen, Axel was probably the most dangerous of them all. Baxter's Enforcers. What a fucking egotistical name. Bringing up the rear end were the two who clearly took their role in the crew more seriously than any of the other members. Dave, as always, spotted vainly running his hand through his hair, pulsing a little of his yellow lightning through his fingertips. It was brown hair that shocked look. Sporting the Enforcer's red coat, he accompanied it with a yellow undershirt, an odd mix between denim and bell-bottoms. Didn't seem to work well. Twitchy and frenetic, Dave always looked like a psych ward patient who needed a few more years in solitary. Beside him was Ethan, the final member of the Enforcers. Compared to all the others, he was by far the most outwardly intense. The tips of his fingers had turned almost green after the years of frequent use of his power. Tractable talons that never seemed to break, scratched most human bones. His hawkish expression, combined with his icy blue eyes and the sharp edges he projected outwards, ordered away the cautious and challenged the bold. Come, try and get near me. I dare you. All of them were notorious for something, whether it be their actions or their involvement with Baxter. Lucas had always spoken out against Baxter's forces, reinforcing his negative viewpoint towards their action. Watching him now, I saw the conflicting thoughts on his face. Did he dare stand up to Baxter? Tell him to back off in a way? Or was it better to stay quiet? Let somebody else take the bullet for him? Part of me thought he wouldn't do it, but after an unspoken word to Bella, he made a beeline for Baxter. Fuck. I watched his energy, his anger propel him forward, aggression compiling into every step. A faint hissing sound came from him, most likely from his legs. Lucas's power manifested as organic metal legs, normal in initial appearance, but far denser in structure. There were vents lining either side of his knees to help cool the legs down due to a lack of active sweat glands. Lucas wasn't one I'd ever seen take to violence, but nobody exactly wanted to risk pissing him off due to the sheer potential damage his kick could cause. I feel like getting hit by a battering ram, I thought. Lucas raised the leg, aiming to slam a kick right into Baxter's stomach, but was seized almost immediately by a scaly extremity. Mike's tail, powerful and scalier than any other part of him, slithered around my friend's torso, restraining him and pulling him backwards. Lucas lost his footing, and with a swift flick, Mike sent him tumbling to the ground. By now, the crowds had backed away enough that nobody collided with him as he fell, the bystanders still either retreating further from the scene before them, or staring. Mike flexed his hands, white talons protruding from the tips of his scaled fingers, advanced towards Lucas with a snarl on his face. Baxter grinned. Scuffles here and there often broke out, and this was always the same reaction. Some would ignore it. Some were drawn to it like a child drawn to television's daily cartoon schedule. Some would try calling for help, hoping for the conflict to cease, while some would hide from it as if running away stopped it from happening. No one ever really joined in. Nobody cared. Lucas, to everybody else, was just some school kid who tried biting off far more than he could chew. Everybody disliked Baxter, sure. They weren't willing to take that negativity and use it. Those that did always seemed to end up in hospital, nursing a broken bone or three. It made sense looking at it from a self-preserving perspective. If they were the ones in Lucas' shoes, they'd want help. They'd desperately want someone to support them, to affirm that they were making the right decision, have their back, even through such a misguided action. I had no power. Nothing worth noting, at least. My eyes were a bit above average, which meant I could track and deduce things a little easier than most people. Powers like these existed. Powers that weren't really useful. Bella's power was a similar case, though her chameleon-like hair had its unique uses every now and then. Mike's power seemed more like a curse than a gift. Live your life as something that looked more monster than human. I can imagine how difficult social navigation would be in the scenario, in his shoes. Was my lack of power reason enough to watch my friend get the shit kicked out of him? Realistically, yes. I didn't have time to really second guess myself. Mike closed in, teeth bared menacingly, and I chose this moment to rush in and tackle Mike directly. I wasn't exactly burly or heavy enough to take him off his feet, but it brought Lucas enough time to scramble back to his feet, reading a few paces in the process. Mike was halted briefly, but a pair of forceful arms gripped my back and tore me away from the lizard hybrid. I've realized my background ambience has stopped playing. Ugh. There we go. I followed in Lucas's footsteps, being flung to the floor and picking myself up in a far less flattering fashion than I'd imagined. Baxter, I assumed he threw me, wrung his hands a bit from the effort of throwing me, fixing me with his stare. It wasn't a great feeling having his attention on me. Don't touch my man Mikey, shitter, he spat. Pointed at both Lucas and I, using one hand to do so. I see you two again anytime soon. I'm gonna beat your asses in the next week. Stay gone. With that, he marched by us, making extra sure to bump my shoulder as hard as he could on the way. Axel walked by without so much as a glance. Oh, Jesus Christ. Without so much as a glance. Mike pushed his way through the crowd with a low growl. Dave swaggered along through the gap Mike had forced open, and Ethan glided by, also knocking shoulders with me to really drive the message back there left behind. Turning to Lucas and rubbing at my shoulder, I asked him, "You good, man?" He grunted an affirmation, a bit of a pissy look in his face. He had every right, but I needed him calm. Knowing how hot-headed Lucas could get at times, I wanted to avoid him charging off at Baxter again. Next time, let's try and avoid starting a fight out of nowhere, yeah? He brushed the comment aside, a frown still etched into his features. Let's just get out of here. I shook my head in disagreement. Still need to pick up my medication. You guys go on. Catch you both tomorrow? Phrased it like a question, but I already knew the answer. Of course they were going to turn up. I hadn't missed a day since I'd arrived. Another grunt from Lucas. Come on, Bella. Let's piss off. Is she king by or whatever? Bella punched his shoulder in response, shaking her head at the poorly timed humor. They both turned around, walking away and disappearing into the masses. I'd never admit it to their faces, but I wish they'd stuck around just a bit longer. Time, 5:01 p.m. Location, Argyle Mall, Pilly Palace. We're sorry, your script hasn't come in yet. Isn't there any kind of substitute? Afraid not. Frankly speaking, we've never even met the ones supplying your medication, James. Deeply sorry. You gotta wait. The desk attendee turned to the wall of medication behind her, returning after a few moments of searching with a pack of painkillers. Will these help at all in the meantime? Valerie tells me I have a rather unique condition. Valerie was my mother. I sighed, nodding reluctantly. Truth be told, painkillers did nothing. I could see that she was trying to help. I didn't want to inconvenience anybody else today. I paid forward with my card and left, feeling my skin burning up again. It coming at me in waves, growing in intensity every few minutes. At this rate, I won't be surprised if I combust, I thought. This meant I'd have to come back tomorrow, hoping they'd restock. The unfortunate reality of things was that I was really not coping. I could go a day without my medication every now and then, but this was near the end of day 2. I sound like an addict. Maybe I was an addict, maybe I wasn't. Regardless, I needed a way to manage until my medication came in. My phone buzzed in my pocket, and after looking at the phone, I read a single text from my mother. Get home soon, Jay. Need your help with dinner. I shot back a quick reply, on my way, before making my way home. My eye was beginning to sting again, stirring up the memory of last night's dream. That dream. It had been present in my memory as far back as I could remember, always cropping up. All details had changed over the years within the dream. The boy used to be much taller, much more muscled, more aged. The being used to be a stick figure, then it was a floating battery-shaped person. And only in the past 2 years had it finally transitioned to what I assumed was closer to its truest interpretation. Whatever the hell kind of fucked up monster my mind was capable of perceiving. The worst part about the dream was that it always felt foreboding. Maybe it was a representation of my stress, or overthinking, as doctors had said. Maybe it was an outlet for my mind's restlessness. The dream felt like a nightmare. More than anything, it felt like dread. Promise etched in disaster. It always felt like I was witnessing the end of the world, at least the end of a world. And it felt like the time of its enactment was lingering just beneath the horizon, verge of rising. Chapter 2, everyone. That is chapter 2. Right. That's gonna be the stream, I think. This is a very, very simple stream. Honestly. I haven't done a reading stream before, so I apologize that the quality is a little wishy-washy. I promise that the next time I get around to doing one of these, this will be a lot more organized. Let me just check chapter length really quickly for you all, because the only concern of mine is how long these are going to get, because that was about 3,000 words. Let me double check chapter 2's word count. Okay, yeah, so like 3,800 words. That's what we're looking at for chapters 1 and 2, right? That was maybe 30 minutes of reading. I could probably smash out a couple chapters at a time. Next chapter's shorter, 2,000 words. Next chapter is 5,000 words. Okay, yeah, these do get very lengthy. Chapter 5, we're looking at 4,493 words. Chapter 6, 3,202 words. Chapter 7, 2,658 words. Okay, I can double up on some of these. Others are going to be their own separate thing, because 5,000 words is going to be about double the length of this, of the reading portion of the stream, at least. Okay, chapter 9 is 4,310 words. This is where it starts to get lengthy. I remember making these longer from here on out. 4,871 words. Chapter 10. Chapter 11, 5,978 words. 12, 4,174 words. Chapter 13, 6,240 words. Chapter 14, 5,106 words. Chapter 15, 5,370. Come on, click on chapter 16. Chapter 16, 5,544. Okay, yeah. So a lot of these are going to be single chapter streams. However, I will combine the shorter chapters together. I promise I'll do that. If there's a chapter with like 2,000 words, I'll just tag it onto whatever. And just make the stream a bit longer in the process. Okay. With that being said, that'll be the stream for today. Very short, I know. I apologize. But yeah, I've been busy. I've been busy this week. Organizing everything that I'm gonna be doing for the rest of this week. So tomorrow there will be a lore stream on the New Kids SMP. It'll be involving potentially a dragon, maybe some nether exploration. There'll be a good variety of different things. Day after that, I will be doing my first Moonbound SMP lore stream. Very, very important. Please do go look at that. This will be the start of my solo lore. It is very important you do not miss any of it, because every little detail matters. Oh. Oh, that's poetic. Flame on my candle is dying. Almost gone now. Nothing but a faint little glow. Day after that, I will probably look at doing just a regular stream. Maybe I'll stream some Valorant and I'll play with Shark 234. Oh, and there goes the candle. Time to end. What else? I think over the weekend I might do a couple more basic streams on the Moonbound SMP. Maybe a collaboration stream or two with some people. We'll have a look closer to the end of the week. But lore. This week is all about lore and reading here and there. I might do another one of these over the weekend too. Just a bit earlier on because viewership isn't great during the week. More importantly, now that I finish this, I would like to have between here and then to gather feedback and get ready for the next one. I'll pump that out immediately. And for any readers in the chat watching the VOD, just past an hour, nice. For anyone who is watching this VOD, chapter 17 of the Timescape Chronicles will be out this Sunday. Sunday morning or Sunday night or whatever time zone you're in, it'll be out Sunday. Things are developing quickly, very quickly. If you haven't caught up yet, chapters 15 and 16 were released last week. Big developments happened during those chapters. I would heavily advise that you catch up. Chapter 17, we're leading into the final act. This is the setup for them. All that being said, though, to everyone who decides to watch this VOD, thank you to me for watching me read. By all means, please, feedback. I need feedback. And yeah, that will be everything. Thank you so much, everybody. I wanted to raid anybody. Maybe we'll raid Hollow. How about that? Okay, Hollow. That's. No, I've capitalized unnecessarily. Nice. It's just the one stream. The one stream, the one viewer, unfortunately, but better than nothing, eh? Alright. Let's go raid Hollow. We got this command out, right? Raid. Okay, Hollow. Hey, excellent. Bye, everybody.
The scenery in this game is so freaking nice. Morello! Hi, Morello. Thank you for the raid. Why did I not get a notification? Hold on. Okay, I don't know why I didn't get a notification, but you know what? That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and save. I know there's like an auto-save function, but like I trust nothing. Go ahead and save. Yeah, I want to ask Vision how he did his thing.